This is the new Volkswagen T-Roc and it's based on the Golf. So if you think of the Golf as being like this suitcase, it's fairly square and practical and normal, the T-Roc is more like this pelly case. So it's slightly larger, which means you can fit a bit more stuff in it. Plus, it's more rugged. So it just looks tougher and meaner. Now the T-Roc starts from just under £19,000. Now, if you want to compare offers on new cars, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen or on the link below the video to go to carwow.co.uk. Now, like I said at the beginning, the T-Roc is more practical than the Golf. And that means it has a bigger boot, almost by 20%. And look, you haven't got much of a load lip, so it's easy to slide things in and out. You've got some extra storage under here, and this car's got a space saver spare wheel. I like the way you can do this as well. Look, you can prop up this false floor by these little catches. And other neat features include tethering points here and here. This car's also got a through loading hatch as well, look, so you can carry longer items and two people in the back seats if you want to, or you can just fold down the rear seats. And there we go, look at that. You've got a nice flat load floor and you can slide things very easily to the front of the car, so that makes it much easier when you're loading. So yeah, boot's pretty good, isn't it? What about those back seats? Well, it's a similar story. You know, this is a taller vehicle than the Golf, so I'll just put these back and you will see that, yeah, you know it. You know what's going to happen. I'm going to have plenty of headroom. It's not bad, considering this car has got the panoramic glass roof, and that does eat into headspace, but still, I'm okay. Knee room's fine. As for the centre seat, well, there is a bit of a lump in the floor, so you'd have to step over it to get into the middle seat, and this seat is raised up a bit, so I don't know how this is going to work out, but yeah, that's how that works out. My head is touching the roof. Right. Now, if you want more detail on this car's practicality, click on the pop-out banner or on the link below the video to see my detailed review on that. You'll be able to see just what it's like with three people in the back of this car, how much stuff you can fit in the boot, and how easy it is to fit a child seat. Before we move into the front, though, I want to show you this. Look, there's some decent door bins here in the back, and you've got an adjustable cup holder which can hold my flask in place. Isn't that lovely? I'll tell you what's also lovely, well, in my opinion anyway, and that's the design of this car. It really does stand out. I think it's the most exciting looking Volkswagen after the Arteon. All the creases and everything, it's pretty blooming smart. It looks expensive, and then you climb into the front and you're like, what's happened? What's happened? Now, Volkswagens are usually famous for having plush, expensive feeling interiors, but this one doesn't feel like that at all. So there's hard, brittle plastics absolutely everywhere, even on top of the dash. The dash in a Polo, which is cheaper, has soft touch materials. It's just bizarre. I think it's unforgivable on a Volkswagen that costs £19,000. It's even more unforgivable on this range-topping SEL, which costs £31,000. I just don't get it. Actually, do you know what? If I go into CarWow, I can plug in the details of a Tiguan 2-litre turbo petrol with all-wheel drive. This has a 2-litre turbo petrol engine with all-wheel drive, and get some offers back. And I've got one for the same price, pretty much, as this car's list price. I mean, that's why it's important when you're thinking about buying a car to do your research, compare the offers that you can get on the models that you're looking at, because it could just influence your decision. Anyway, moving on. If it is my decision to buy this particular car, I wouldn't go for this range-topping SEL. I'd go for the one below it, the SE. You still get this 8-inch infotainment screen, and it's pretty nice. You don't have satellite navigation on the SE's version, but you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you just run the sat-nav off your phone, no problem at all. And it's got all the stuff that you need, like auto emergency braking. You get things like cruise control, you get climate control, you get parking sensors. This range-topping one, though, adds the digital display, which is quite nice. And if you want to see a bit more about what that's like to use, and the infotainment system, which actually is very good, you can click on the top right hand corner of the screen on the pop-out banner or on the link below the video to see my detailed infotainment video review. Finally, let's talk about practicality here in the front. So huge door bins, got some space down there, some charging points there for USB. We've got a little bit of storage under here, cup holders here. You've got a reasonable sized glove box. So yeah, this car, it's got practicality right. It's nice and easy to use, the layout's good, the infotainment system's good, and yeah, it feels sturdy enough. It's just that it's just not that salubrious. You just think it feels more luxurious, really. I just don't get it.
Actually, there's more annoying things about this car. Here's 5.
You get a lot of reflections in this shiny bit of trim in the dash. When you're driving along, it flickers away and it's sort of distracting. This car has some horrible fake exhaust outlets. I mean, what is the point? They're going to end up filled with crud, aren't they? If you chuck a load of leaves in there like I just did anyway. If you get the range-topping four-wheel drive version, the mechanical parts for that four-wheel drive system actually reduce the boot space, and that means that you can't fit the parcel shelf under the false floor because this bit there. Oh, darn it. The shiny infotainment screen looks absolutely gorgeous when you've got the car on, but when you turn it off, you're left with a load of horrible fingerprints. At first glance, it looks as though the door extends over the sill, like you get on many SUVs, but when you open the door, you realise it doesn't actually cover the very lower part of the sill, and that gets covered in dirt, and so will the back of your legs when you get in and out of the car. They're trying to trick us. If you want these really cool daytime running lights, which also double as an indicator, you have to pay £900 extra for an upgraded lighting package on all but the top of the range car. Otherwise, you just get these kind of more boring lights, like on this here.
Don't worry, there's still plenty to like about this car. Here's the CarWow 5 cool features.
You can personalise the look of this car with 4 different contrasting roof colours, 4 different colours for the strip on the dash, 3 different alloy wheel designs, available in 6 different colours. They haven't really personalised this one up though. If you get the range-topping version with all-wheel drive, it has a special off-road mode, which puts the four-wheel drive system into a more aggressive setting, a better grip when you're going off-road, I guess. Thanks to this 2-piece design, the rear windows go all the way down, which is better if you want to lean out a little bit. The T-Roc is a very safety-conscious car. You get lane keeping assist and auto emergency braking as standard on all models, plus it scored an impressive 96% for adult occupant protection in the Euro NCAP crash tests. This 2-litre turbo petrol automatic version of the T-Roc has launch control. As a result, it gets from 0 to 60 miles an hour in around 7 seconds. That's it. Unsurprisingly, this T-Roc feels rather like a Golf to drive, seeing as it's pretty much the same car under the skin. It's just jacked up ever so slightly, and that does give you a good view out because you're a bit taller, and all-round visibility is pretty good in this car. And driving at low speeds around town, yeah, it's easy. The steering's precise, the manual gearbox is nice, if a bit notchy. The automatic I've got in this car can be a bit jerky when you're manoeuvring at low speeds, but other than that, it's pretty good. And the suspension does a good job of dealing with the bumps. However, it doesn't feel quite as comfy as a Golf, I don't think. And part of the reason for that is that when you make a car taller, because the centre of gravity rises, you need to make the suspension stiffer to stop it rolling so much when it's going around a corner. But there's not much in it, and it is generally a comfy car. For instance, when you get out on the motorway, it's reasonably quiet as well. It's a relaxing car to travel in. Now, if you're doing lots and lots of miles, you might want the 2-litre diesel because that's the most economical engine. Though, actually, the 1.5-litre turbo petrol gives almost as good economy, and it's nippier and it's smoother and quieter. You can get a 1-litre turbo petrol, but it's only got 3 cylinders, so it makes a bit of a rasping sound when you rev it. And you might have to rev it a bit more than the larger 1.5 if you want to make swift progress, and that will affect the economy. The engine I've got in this car is a range-topping 2-litre turbo petrol, and it's smooth. It's quick. When you put your foot down, it is quick. And economy-wise, it's supposed to do 42 miles per gallon, and I'm getting 37, which that's all right, actually. When you encounter a twisty road in the T-Roc, it actually does a very good job. It steers pretty sharply, goes where you point it, does roll a little bit in the corners, but it grips and it goes where you want it to. It's actually, I wouldn't say fun, but it's almost a bit of a giggle. For a Volkswagen SUV, that's something special, that is. Now, you can get the car with adjustable suspension, so this one has it, and I can put it in sports mode, and it actually stiffens up the suspension, so it'll stay flatter through the corners, and it also adds some weight to the steering as well. I don't think it's entirely necessary though, especially as it's a bit expensive. One thing you should know though is that the brakes can feel a little bit oversensitive, so you just touch them a bit and you're braking really quite hard. So when you're in stop-start traffic, it can be a bit like, oh gosh, you're kangarooing down the road, and that's embarrassing, and it can make you feel a little bit ill. Now, for more information or to see how much you can save on a new car, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen or on the link below the video to go to carwow.co.uk. So then, my verdict on the Volkswagen T-Roc. Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should shortlist the Volkswagen T-Roc. It may not feel as posh on the inside as it is on the outside, but it's still a very good car.
Now, did you spot the Easter egg in this video? It was the T and the rock in the car's glove box. T-Roc. Get it? If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it. Click on our logo to subscribe to this channel, on the window to watch another video, or on the click to buy to see how much you can save on a new car.